Good afternoon, everyone. I do hope you're having a good day. I'd like to provide you with inspiration today, and our topic is character. Character is a topic that is often skirted about. Too often, people talk about character but don't actually practice character. And it's tough, I know, but the main emphasis on character is being the same person that you are outside and making that consistent with the person that you are behind closed doors. Sometimes people have a different persona in public and it contradicts very strongly with their private persona, so much so that perhaps family members wouldn't even recognize that person if they saw them operating in public because they're so nice and so kind and so thoughtful and so considerate. All of these things, they're not in private. So I'd like to talk to you today about character and bring in consistency to your public and your public and personal life. When I say character, what do I mean? I mean simply treating other people the way you'd want to be treated. And character involves various aspects, various elements. It involves truth telling, honesty, kindness, consideration. It's wide ranging, but simplistically, it means treating other people the way you'd want to be treated. So if you don't want other people to cheat you, then you shouldn't cheat other people. I know it's COVID-19 situation right now, and a lot of businesses are having to lay off staff. But character in the business place, from a leader's perspective, it means taking the time to actually speak with your employees and to be honest with them about the position of the business. It's important that employers speak with their employees because it humanizes them. For some bosses, when they're just making decisions to lay off people, they're simply looking at the numbers. They have no idea who their employees are, so they don't know the human elements as it relates to the mother who has to pay bills as a single parent, or the father who's struggling to fend for his family. And I believe that it's really important for employers to take the time to walk through the crowd, to take the time to speak with their employees, to get to know them, even if only on a surface level. Because once you get to know your employees in some way or the other, it gives you more empathy. So that when you're making those layoffs, you're doing it with consideration, you're doing it with kindness, doing it with as much thoughtfulness as possible. But then when it also comes back round to the time when you are able to increase or expand the business again, you do that cautiously because some businesses there's such a thing as growing too fast, too quick, and some businesses engage in just opening lots and lots of branches and employing lots and lots of people. But then when tough times comes, like the present situation that we're in right now, there are massive job losses because due consideration wasn't taken for the people that were being employed. They're just numbers, they were just fulfilling a service. So character from a leader's perspective means taking the time to get to know your staff on some level. It means being honest with them as to the position of the business and as to the decisions that you have to make. So character involves placing yourself in the same shoes, or at least attempting to walk in the shoes of your employees, so that when you make those decisions, you are considerate, you're thoughtful, you're being kind. And character involves all of those things. Character from an employee's perspective involves being kind to your employers. Too many times I observe people bad mouthing their bosses. These are people that actually pay your bills, essentially, because if they're paying you, yes, you're providing a service, but if they're paying you, they're effectively paying your bosses. But too many people I see or hear bad mouthing their bosses, making all sorts of complaints, castigating the company in public. That's not good character, because if you were to place yourself in the position of your employers, how would you feel if that was your employee talking about your company like that? So character then means being honest. So if there's something you're not happy about within the company, deal with it within the company. Speak to the appropriate person and deal with it that way, as opposed to going about making complaints and just slurring the company. That's not good character. Character, what does character mean from the perspective of perhaps a doctor or a nurse on the front line? Excuse me. It means taking the time again to humanize the people that you're serving, the patients that you're seeing. And I know it's busy right now, and it can just feel quite mundane, like you're just going through the process. But remember that these are people, the people that you're actually helping when they come into the hospitals are people with real concerns, real fears, real issues. So just take the time to say, how are you today? How are you feeling today? And they might tell you, they might not, but at least you've tried. Give them a smile. Try in some way to put them at ease so that they know that they're in good hands. That's good character, because you want to think about it in the sense of, if this were my family member, or if this was my mom or my child, how would I want them to be treated? So having good character involves just taking the time to treat people the same way that you would want to be treated. If you're just a regular person and you're in a shop and you are being served by somebody at the tills and they have a badge with their name on it, take the time to hold them by their name. How are you doing? Ask them how they're doing. What time? What this is? I try to do this. It's like I just ask them, when do you finish work? And they might say an hour or so. I was like, oh, not too long to go. Just try and make small talk. I'm not great at small talk, but it humanizes the individual. It makes them feel valued. It makes them feel more human. Like it's not just they're like a computer or something. That's an actual human that's serving you. But sometimes people can find like they're too busy to even interact. So character in its most simplest form is taking the time to treat other people the same way that you'd want to be treated, with kindness, with consideration, with love, with honesty, with truth. And truth doesn't mean that everything that comes into your mind you must speak. You have to apply love to it. You have to apply consideration to it. So character is an all-encompassing trait, but at its most basic form, it's treating other people the same way you would want to be treated. And in order for us to navigate this situation with COVID-19, it is important that we are people of good character. If you're showing symptoms, have the character to stay away from other people, be considerate, and have the good character to stay away from other people instead of pretending that you don't have any symptoms. You might not have the virus, but you might. So take time and just treat other people the same way you would want to be treated. Okay, so those are my few words of inspiration for you today. Please feel free to share this video with whoever you think needs to hear it. Until next time, take it easy, stay safe. From my heart to yours. Bye.